What's up, my Finan Laughs? It's Miss Finan D coming to you all from V Entertainment News.
Hi! Hey everybody, tuning in to Watch What Happens Live. It's now 9:56, so we're 4 minutes away. And we're going to be watching a little Andy and Eva the Diva. So check us out. I don't remember what I said, but I never do. No, actually I do. But just not the other day. Shut up, Cheney. Why are you laughing at me?
Make up your mind. Do you remember or do you not remember?
I remember on a case-by-case basis.
Get your line together. Get the script together.
We are in the theater room. Can y'all see that? Or is it better like this? Can y'all see it? It's up there somewhere, the sign. There you go. Family, what is the name of the show?
I'll ask you what the name of the show was.
It's a show on Bravo. No, it's actually because I'm always watching Homeland at 9 o'clock, so I don't actually know what this show is. So, but I have watched it before, like a couple of times. I just don't remember. It's family something. Anyway, seems pretty interesting tonight, but not as interesting as it's going to be with Eva the Diva and that shady Andy. Okay, guys, tune on. Brooklyn is in her bed. It's 9. It's almost 10 o'clock. She's asleep. Someone asked. What other questions do you guys have before I have to watch the show? Hi. Someone else asked, where's Brooklyn? In her crib. I just literally put her down at 9 o'clock. Usually she should be asleep by 8:30, but sometimes I've let her stay up till 9. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Someone said something nice. Thank you. That's my friend Cheney. Do you want to be seen, Cheney?
What do I look like?
See. Yes, that's my friend Cheney. You guys have seen him before. You were on the show, like, I don't know, maybe 2 seasons ago? Like, for 1...
2 seconds.
No, actually longer, because that's when I was building the house. Cheney is responsible for a lot of the decor and design that you see in my home. He helped me throughout the entire process. And he's also my stylist and occasionally Brooklyn's stylist. Babysitter. But most importantly, he is my friend. And we've been friends for years. And... So
and we're quarantined together.
We're quarantined together. He got stuck here actually because he couldn't go back to New York. He lives in New York, so he couldn't go back to New York. So he's here. So that worked out for me.
If anybody has a private jet they want to put me on, hit her up in a DM.
Well, I got that.
Excuse me then. All right. And we're going live. The show is on.
Okay, bye.
That laugh, okay? That laugh. I just adore her happy spirit. It doesn't matter what's going on. You know, she's genuinely a happy person. And we all know that laugh. So I'm glad that in this time of just devastation and just a lot of things going on, that she's able to find joy in the little things and laugh at things and all of that. So I am here for it. A few of you have been saying, oh, Mark is there, I hear his voice, and I had to come in the comments and be like, oh, it's not Mark, he's in New York. And some people also was like, oh, who's this new man? Kenya, what, she moved on already? No, she said it in the video herself that, it's a friend. And I have images here. If you look to the very bottom, you will see since 2017, she posted this image on her Instagram page. Basically, if you read the caption, she clearly listed there that she's at her husband's restaurant with him. He's her stylist, her assistant, babysitter, like he said, and basically does a lot for her, interior designer and now friend, okay? And I'm glad, all things work together, all right, for the good, okay? So I'm glad that he's there with her and that she's not there by herself. But we already know Kenya has no problem, okay? Taking care of herself, being safe and secure. Did you guys forget these images right here? When people knocked on her door, I am just so happy those people were just some nosy fans, because I was like, nah, Kenya, you ain't had to run out the house now, girl. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, you might have a gun and all of that, but yeah, if they're not breaking your door down and stuff like that, just stay in your house. You know what I'm saying? But I've said all that to say Kenya don't play. So with him there or not, she will be fine. But I'm glad that, she have someone there with her. Most of you are aware that the last Instagram live that I uploaded of Kenya and Brooklyn, her cousin was also in that live with her son. So her family is there with her as well. So she's not in that big house, alone, which is Brooklyn, all right? So shout out to Cheney for being there for Kenya. As far as Watch What Happens Live, I talked about it in bits and pieces, in different videos. I talked about Kenya talking about she and Mark reconciliation. Same old, different day, nothing changed. Yes, we're working our marriage. No, we're not quarantined together. He's in New York, I'm over here. Most of you are aware in the last video I did on Kenya and Mark, he's out there doing some major things for healthcare workers. Go ahead and watch that video if you missed it. I'm going to include a link in the description below. So shout out to Mark Daly for, being out there and supporting the community and giving back to those heroes and first responders and all of that, okay? Those heroes and first responders, okay? But, same old. They're not together right now physically because of what he's doing in New York and his business and all of that. But he does want the marriage. However, if he doesn't change, she's out. If he's changed, she's willing to work on the marriage scene. We've heard it. Okay, so whether we're going to hear from Mark Daly or not, I don't know. However, whatever direction Kenya chooses to go in with her marriage and her husband, like I said, Kenya is a smart woman and she will make the best decision for herself and also for Brooklyn, because Kenya have said it over and over again. Brooklyn comes first, and she's not ever going to settle in a toxic situation, especially knowing that it's going to affect her daughter. So I trust her judgment and I wish her well in that department. Of course, same with different day, Nene been on Instagram live, just calling Kenya every name in the book, dragging her. I don't blame Kenya for responding, during Watch What Happens Live, but at least Kenya is answering questions and responding in actual interviews and not hopping on Instagram Live for free, dragging people. When she responds, she's responding because she's doing her job and also promoting the show. All right, there's a difference there, okay? If you notice on Instagram Live, I normally remove the comments and I just allow you to see Kenya and whatever else that's going on, because some of the comments can be just like crazy. Because of course it's Kenya. But I left it on the screen because I want to show an example. If you notice, Kenya was reading the comments, but pay attention to the ones that she responded to. Someone was like, "Why are you so beautiful?" or something like that. Kenya responded, "Oh, someone just said something nice. Thank you." Okay? Someone asked, "Where is Brooklyn?" Kenya responded, "Brooklyn is in bed, she's sleeping," and all of that. Someone asked her who was the guy talking in the background. She responded, "That's my friend Channing." Okay? But in there were comments like, "Why did you do that to Tanya?" There were comments like, "Not you laid up with a man." There were different comments that if Kenya wanted issue, that if Kenya was looking for attention, that if Kenya was these people who's hopping on social media every day dragging people, she could have hopped on that Tanya question, okay, basically give Tanya what she's been desperately looking for, because Tanya been hopping on Instagram Live doing videos about Kenya. I just chose not to give Tanya any more life, because Kenya gave her so much life. Because of Kenya, that's the reason why she had any type of storyline, because Bravo is trying, or was trying, to make Tanya a housewife. And they were hoping that Nene would be able to do it. Nene failed, Portia failed, and it took Kenya to give her any type of push to be in a running for a peach. So don't believe the hype of, I didn't want a peach, I don't want a peach. No, she won a peach, okay? Kenya basically stopped talking about that situation and paid them dust on the show. Where's Tanya now? She's there, but she's basically just there. Tanya is aware that all of these girls are using her name for a storyline. And Kenya goes to work, she makes her money, and she goes home. Starting beef on Instagram Live is free. Having issues on a show, she's getting a check. And now let me show you an example of women who truly hate. Not because they're getting a check for it, but because this is really who they are in real life.
It's still not working. I have never in my life had this problem. Do you think somebody called and said, fuck these two? Yeah, they didn't want us to be famous, man. They tried to stop us. What's happening? They said Kenya did it. She did what? Fuck that ugly ass.
They're talking about, why haven't y'all told Kenya her butt looks horrible?
Well, I told her already, honey. She knows now. If she never knew, she knows.
Oh, Lord, that is so hilarious. It's about why y'all ain't told.
Leo, yes.
Nene, when are you going to donate the 20? Oh, Lord, they talking about the damn
The $20,000?
Yeah, to the
when I feel like it. I've already donated plenty of money to other cities.
That's probably Kenya. Somebody did it
I don't
4
care.
times. That's Kenya.
Yeah, that's because, you know what? I don't like what she did and how she did it, and it's not going to happen. Don't keep her something.
Nene, the feud between you. See, you don't be doing what people say.
Feud between me and who?
Wait, let me see. The feud.
I can't see it because you're looking at the question, not me, Marlo.
Nene, the feud between you and Kenya really needs to stop. You are giving her a storyline.
I believe that it really needs to stop. I think that it's unnecessary. But like I said, these girls normally like to say things like, Nene, you don't hire and fire. And I agree. I don't hire and fire. But my name carries weight, which is why they use it. And when I speak, motherfucking Bravo and True Entertainment is listening. Thank you. That's why they carry weight. Honey, that's why they are over there bothered, honey, when you say something. Because otherwise, if it didn't carry weight, they would shut the fuck up.
Kenya came to them. She came right trying to have all the attention as always.
Yes,
I'm doing my best not to get dragged into, the mess. You know what? I see why Kim and Nene got along. I get it. Kim, you just called Kenya more ugly? I'll be doing my best to stay away from the mess, child, because I do not want to get sucked into that mess. So I'll be doing my best to keep some type of integrity on this channel, but wow. You see, when the hate is real and it runs real deep and you are really bothered, then you are bothered on the show, and 6 months later after shooting, you are still bothered in your personal life. Like, you're coming on social media every other day, and every time you engage with people, you make sure you respond to the question that have Kenya Moore naming it, because the hate for Kenya Moore is so deep. They say Kenya used their name for attention because they are the heavyweight champ. Their name brings in views and power, and people pay attention. The last time I checked, Kenya never mentioned their name unless she's in a professional interview and she's asked a question. She's not hopping on Instagram Live for free, where she have the ability to ignore questions and not respond to people talking about Kenya, but yet they're choosing to. So right there, that shows you who's in charge, who's living rent-free in these people's heads. It's not the other way around. the ones that are starving for attention and using Kenya Moore name on social media, they are the ones. Kenya, however, did my job, got my check, chilling. Eva was there, looking beautiful as ever. I love the yellow Kenya was wearing. She looked beautiful as well. In the other video, I talked about Kenya talking about Mark's parents, Kenya talking about her husband's parents. I talked about that already. I don't understand. Now, I'm not shocked, okay? I'm not shocked in any ways with any questions of Nene, attempting to spit on Kenya and Nene not spitting on Kenya. The fact that Kenya had to remind Andy, wait a minute. Did she really have to spit on me for it to be bad? The woman threw food at me, attempted to spit at me, attempted to physically assault me. Imagine if it was the other way around. There was a segment on Watch What Happens Live, which wasn't live, because you never know. You come on, people are, filming from home and all of that. There might be technical difficulties and all types of things could happen when people are not live. So I completely understand, pre-recording it. And of course, sometimes when the show, was live, it was pre-recorded depending on people's schedules. So this is no big deal. However, there was a segment where Andy allowed Eva and Kenya to ask other housewives questions for the reunion, okay? There are two questions that stood out to me. The one where Kenya had a question for Portia. Andy asked Kenya, what would be a question for Portia? And Kenya said, do you consider attempting to spit on someone, throwing food at someone, and lunching at someone? Do you consider those as a provoking someone? Because that's their favorite word to use. We only go at Kenya Moore because she provoked people, which is why I keep bringing up Cynthia Bailey wine release event. Did Kenya provoke Nene in any way? Did Kenya even acknowledge Nene's existence? No. Did Nene intentionally try to get Kenya worked up? Kenya had a high-risk pregnancy. She still wasn't satisfied that Kenya did not acknowledge her. That's when she was like, what is she having, a buffalo and all of that? You would think someone who have children would be like, okay, the girl is pregnant. She's not bothering me. Thank you, Jesus. I'm going to leave her alone. She didn't even have the common sense to say, she's going through a lot. I heard her pregnancy is high risk. I'm going to leave her alone. What I've been saying over and over again is the excuses that people made for Portia is the reason why Portia thought it was okay to keep doing certain things because she got away with it, okay? Okay, you said Kenya provoked Portia and that's why Portia did what she did at that reunion. All right, so here's my other question. Okay. Was Portia assisting in her face or did Portia chase her, literally ran down the block behind the house and jumped on her former assistant, allegedly? Was Cynthia Bailey in Portia's face on the boat, or did Portia walk up to Cynthia when she heard Cynthia talking and then got in her face when they were both pointing fingers? Cynthia was pointing fingers, Portia was pointing fingers, and then Cynthia kicked Portia. Okay. Was Portia provoked and was someone in Portia's face when she was pregnant but walked up on Dennis and her previous assistant at Todd's birthday party? Portia explained this story herself. She was pregnant. No one knew that she was pregnant. Okay. When she saw that Dennis' ex had walked up to him and kissed him on the cheek, she saw this strange female kissing her man. So she walked up on them when they were walking away and said, don't leave. Let's talk about it. Why you do this and the third? Now, those girls did not know that Portia was pregnant and they could have gone in on Portia physically. You know what I'm saying? So Portia didn't even have the mindset to think, I'm not going to put my baby in harm's way. She was about to go at it at Todd's birthday party. But the girls had enough sense to say, we are not here to fight. We are not about to mess up Todd's birthday party and all of that. We're going to keep it pushing, okay? So my thing is, Portia had a problem. She resolved things by being violent. And now Portia, she did the work. According to her, she went to counseling. She did all of this anger management. And now, She's cool. But then she turned around and did the same thing to Milo, right? Didn't she point the fan in Milo's face and Milo snatched the fan from her? But yet, Kenya Moore is the one that's constantly provoking people. My thing is, stop making excuses for bad behavior. And excuses that people constantly make for bad behavior is the reason why people are the way they are today. Nene is who she is today and feel like she can walk off the set, do whatever, curse anybody out, put her hands on people, send people to the hospital because Bravo keeps bringing her back, giving her a peach, and giving her a raise and basically telling her that your behavior is acceptable. Yes, I understand. She wasn't in a few episodes. Yes, I understand it taught her a lesson. Yes, I understand Portia lost her peach that year and became a friend and all of that. But at the end of the day, they were still getting checks, okay? They did not get the Phaedra Parks treatment. I guarantee you 100%. Producer being blamed or not, had Phaedra Parks told that lie on Kenya Moore, Phaedra Parks would have still been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, sitting right here, staring in Kenya Moore's face. Because for some reason, when it comes to Kenya Moore, people can attempt to spit on her, people can assault her physically, people can attempt to assault her, people can throw food on her, people can do all of these things and get away with it and lie on her and get away with it and come back and get a check. The fact that Andy did not make a big deal out of what Nene Leakes did, but it had the nerve to say this Kenya regret putting her hands on Candy. Really? Kenya put her hands on Candy? Y'all trying to change the narrative as if, oh, well, Kenya don't hit somebody too? No. You're trying to behave like it was an intentional fight. Like Kenya wanted to put her hands on Candy. Kenya was walking away. Candy tried to stop her. They were talking in the alley, in the dark, Kenya did a hand gesture like, no, Candy, leave me alone. I want to leave and stuff like that. And they even talked about it the next day. And Kenya was like, really? I was like, I want to go, whatever. And I did a gesture. But for Andy to even dig up and ask her that question, if you watch this interview with Nene made a joke about what she did, and Andy simply just moved on. Another question that I like was when Eva asked about Snakegate. I was one of the few people on Twitter that said Nene is the snake, but too bad people are so blinded that they can't see it. Nene did not have anyone to film with but Milo and Giovanna, okay? And she barely had nothing. She had nothing to talk about when she was with them. It was the same thing over and over again. No one cared about her scenes. So she created this whole Snakegate situation to keep her name in the mix. Okay, y'all won't film with me? Well, watch what I do. Nene then hopped on YouTube and said, you know what, guys? I misspoke. I used the wrong words. I didn't mean recording. I meant this. Trying to change it. So I love that Eva said, I would like to know what exactly happened, okay, with Snakegate. Now, Giovanna is aware that Nene threw her on the bus and Milo did the same thing. So Giovanna is ready and willing to talk. Okay, Nene been saying, I don't have no problem with Giovanna. I've talked to her. Basically, damage control. Let her know that it was a simple misunderstanding before this girl don't come on this TV show and basically blow my cover. But I would love for Annie, okay, to take Eva up on that and give Giovanna a scene or two in the reunion. Okay, so I'm hoping that Giovanna, is given the opportunity to clear her name now that she noticed that she was used. When the girl didn't have no one to film it, she used Giovanna to film it. But did you see how she talked to her at Milo event when the girl touched her car to say, what happened, you leaving, as a concerned friend? She talked to her like dirt on the side of the road. Like, I don't know you. Like, why are you touching my car? And when she felt like she was in the group and she had some action going, she threw Giovanna right on that bus and Milo was right behind her to drive right over Giovanna. And then I realized that two things. Either he's been reading the comments and he's watched himself and understand how obvious it is that he despises Kenya Moore. He doesn't like her. How obvious it is that he brings her on the show with people that he knows doesn't get along with her. It looks like he's been reading the comments, so he decided to bring her on with Eva. You know the only reason why he brought her on with Eva? He was expecting Kenya and Eva to behave the way how Milo and Nene behaved when they were there, or they're going to come in here, they're going to drag Nene. So they didn't. Kenya said what she had to say about Nene, and then she moved on. The entire thing wasn't about let's come on here and be bullies and drag Nene. That's the difference. Watch the way how Nene becomes undone when Kenya Moore's name is mentioned in the picture, and then watch Kenya interviews. She is so not bothered by that lady that she answers the questions, laugh it off, and then she move on. Okay? Eva is doing great. Eva talked about and Nene wanting Kim to come back and all of that. And I already did videos on all of the things they talked about, so there's no need to go into details. Other than that, it was fun times. The questions were cool. They have fun, they laugh and all of that. And, I'm looking forward to the reunion. And I'm wishing all of you an amazing day. Be safe. You're all lifted in my prayers. I'm wishing Eva, Kenya, and also Andy and his son, the best. And all of the ladies on the show, the best. The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.